Hello all. So today I thought I'd show you how to make a whole turkey. So this is actually a smaller one than I usually cook. As most of you know, I have a really big family. I usually do, 35-pound turkeys. But this one, as you can see, is 11.36 pounds. Remember, the LB is pounds. And as you can see, it's just over $20. But for that $20, this will feed me three separate meals for my entire family. And yes, we'll have some potatoes and a veggie with it. So really, for under $30, I'm going to get three meals out of this, three dinners out of this. But I will show you the first part, which is how to make the turkey. So on packages of turkey, on whole turkeys, they give you instructions. So we're going to read through it together. So it tells you that the turkey is brined. So what is brined? It just means that it's soaked in salt water. It adds flavor to it, makes it juicier. So we're going to preheat the oven to 325, which I have already done. All right. So then remove the refrigerated turkey from the bag. You want to make sure it's not frozen at all. I just bought it today, so that is set. Remove the giblet package from underneath the neck skin area and place the giblets in the refrigerator, used for later for gravy, stock, or stuffing if desired. I did take it out, so I left it there. I threw the neck away, which is the next part, which is to remove the legs and the clamp. Press each leg down and push it towards the cavity one at a time, and keep the clamp used for roasting. So they had a plastic clamp. So I do not use the insides or the neck of anything to make my gravy, and we'll do gravy at another lesson. So that being said, they also said, as you can see, so remove the neck cavity, we did that, and then that they want us to retuck the legs into the clamp. All right, sorry, the clamp will not melt while cooking at temperatures below 500. All right, and I know they say that. That being said, I took the clamp away and I tied the legs. So why do we tie the legs? Because that'll cook or brown quicker than the rest of it, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure that that is closed. Now, some people stuff their turkeys. I do not. I'd rather cook the stuffing on its own than stuff it into the cavity. It's just my preference. And turkeys cook differently with stuffing in it than not. Obviously, it would take longer if the stuffing was in it. So, once again, so place the whole turkey breast side up, and that's what it is, on the roasting rack inside a shallow roasting pan. And we're going to brush the turkey with melted butter. That's what we're going to use. And then we use the roast chart below. So as you can see, we're between 8 and 12 pounds. We're really closer to the 12, so we're probably going to go like 3 hours. And I will show everybody a picture of it at the end of this. But yeah, that's how long it'll take. Now, on there is one of these pop-up buttons. I don't trust it, and as you can see, it's actually cracked. So we will be using a meat thermometer, and I'll try to do that as well at the end. So this will be another two-part lesson. So, as it said, I'm going to try to do this and camera at the same time. So they say to brush the turkey with butter, right? So I melted some butter in the microwave, and that gives me an opportunity to brush it, right? It's cooled off a little bit. You don't want to put hot butter on it, right? So, but you need it to still be liquefied here. And what this will do is it'll help the seasonings adhere to it, and put a layer of fat on it, all right? And that will add to the flavor. It will also help with the gravy later, which once again I told you will be a different lesson. And we'll do the gravy as well. And I know some of you remember the gravy lesson from our Thanksgiving feast that we did at school. All right. So now, as you can see, we got a decent coating of butter over this. I'm just going to make sure I cover all over. So then the seasoning is up to you. The basic ones, obviously, are salt, and you don't want to use too much salt. We've gone over that before, right? So, and I know a lot of you remember about washing of the hands. So with this, I did all the turkey, and I washed my hands, and then I tied it up, and I washed my hands, and now it's in there. So now, since I haven't touched it, All right, I'm going to go like this and turn it around. So as you know, it's important to wash your hands. I'm going to use the pepper over here, and that's the one thing I can't do. I like fresh ground pepper, so that one I can't show you with one hand and record with the other. So I'm putting pepper on. Once again, another seasoning. You can use pepper that's already ground. And then what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a couple of different seasonings as well. So I have thyme. Thyme is very good with poultry. So I have that. I have rosemary that I really like as part of the gravy. So I'll put a little bit of that on there. And then the other ingredient that I'll use is sage. So once again, you don't have to use all these different ones. It's just what I use. Okay. So there is the sage on there. Put a little inside the cavity there. And then I will add the thyme, like so. As you can see, it's kind of sticking there because of the butter. And then a little bit of, I have crushed rosemary. You can use whole rosemary as well. All right. And good. So now we're all seasoned and ready to go. We have the temperature set. And you can see I only have one rack in there. That's all what we have room for. So I'm going to quickly turn this around to me so you can see my face. And I can't do this with one hand as well. So now it is in the oven and ready to go. So you want to make sure you're checking the turkey, I would say every half hour or so. Make sure you're basting it. You can baste it with more butter. You can put some chicken broth, which is what I use a lot, and kind of pour some over. Once you make sure that the seasoning has baked onto the skin, and it'll stay there. So it'll probably be more of an hour, but then the moisture from the chicken broth on the bottom of the pan will help keep it moist as well. If the turkey starts getting brown before the pop-up timer goes, or before you check it with a meat thermometer and see that it's up to a 165-degree temp, then what you want to do is cover it lightly with aluminum foil, and that'll keep the browning from going too much, all right? You don't want an overcooked skin on it as well. And you definitely don't want to eat raw poultry or raw meat of any kind, right? So this is part one. At part two, I will show you how to take the temperature. I'll show you how to use a meat thermometer. I will also be able to show you, like I said, how it comes out. So we won't have to take a picture. I'll just do that as second part of the interview, or second part of the video, I should say. So interviewing is one of the lessons this week. So enjoy your day, and I will see you for part two.